Hi, and welcome to ClickLearn SmallTalks. I have the honor of being joined today by Joachim.
Great honor.
And I am Morten, and I have some questions for you today, Joachim.
All right, look forward to it. Thanks for
awesome.
having me, Morten.
Thank you. I'd like to ask you, how is AI affecting people's work and their workplace?
Yeah, and that's really a big question, isn't it? I mean, so it's basically about how is AI affecting people's lives, and I'm probably on the skeptic side of this. So I'm not a naturally positive around the involvement of AI as we see moving forward. So I'll start with the negative side on this. So we are seeing already that low-income jobs are being substituted with technology. So that's obviously, this has a social unbalance, and I think we're going to see more of that. I think that knowledge workers will be in the future probably characterized into two different categories: those that are using AI in their jobs, and those that don't have a job. So I don't believe that any knowledge worker in the future can avoid the contact with AI. So I think getting on board is extremely important. And how that will affect the world, I'm sure there are people that are, a lot smarter than I am, doing a lot of research on that. But I'm definitely on the skeptic side of whether, especially on the low-income job side, whether we will be able to keep those people employed in the long run. So that's on the skeptic side. And then if we look at all the positive things, because I'm a natural positivist when it comes to technology, I believe that technology brings a lot of great things with it. So I think that some of the changes we'll see in the workplace will be that a lot more automation happening, because now we can automate not by means of coding, we can automate through the use of AI. And I also believe, like a lot of other people, that we're probably going to see the first one-man company with $1 billion evaluation. And that's entirely due to automations.
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone can avoid using AI, and I think it will greatly affect in almost every job. And I think we need to embrace it.
I think those are fair points. How about digital adoption? How has AI affected that?
Not so much until now, but I think that we're going to see some trends moving in that direction as well. So what we've seen now is that, especially in IT, that's where I know anything, obviously about both user adoption and the way that we digitally transform. We can see that we are sort of in a period where we're trying to find out what is the right balance between normal user interfaces and a chat. You could imagine that all functions inside any application would essentially be substituted with an AI and a chat, right? Excuse me. So I think that what we'll see down the line is that we're probably going to find some in between where we are saying, okay, UI is actually very effective for people who know what they're doing. So it's faster and it's much more reliable than working through an AI. But I also think that a lot of the features that we are using today, especially those that are infrequently used, where we are putting more technology maybe in the hands of blue-collar workers, where we are taking technology essentially down to the factory floor. I think a lot of those functions, features will be substituted with AI. And I believe that, if we look at the state of AI right now, I think that we are now at a stage where we would actually be able to create complete, coherent, large business applications without a single UI anywhere. I think that's doable. The question is whether it's smart. And for those reasons, I don't think that we're going to see the UI completely vaporized or going away. But I think that in many of the functionalities of large systems, we are going to see AI impacting that. And for me, that means that we are going to take a different approach towards user adoption. So a much more user adoption will happen within the AI. I think there's still cost barriers. The price is going down, so it's absolutely moving in the direction we thought it would. It's getting a lot smarter, technology. So I think that the latest thing that we saw with GPT-01 is probably the largest leap that we've taken since ChatGPT 2, right? That came out and was completely superior to anything. So I think that the leaps that we are taking now are very, very large. And I think that, my AI will probably distance the competition for quite a while. And I think what they're bringing into the entire game scene in terms of document enablement, API enablement, that opens some of the features we just talked about, that it's actually doable to do many functions within the system by means of an LLM. That is also going to transition into the way that we digitally adopt. So many more features happening in the chat, and the UI will then be sort of a pain in the neck, because you can do so much by means of normal communication. Now the UI is basically for very few people, and that's the area where they need to adopt to a user interface. The rest of them, they can probably do natural language down the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if we circle back around to ClickLearn, what's in store for ClickLearn in the future?
Well, a lot of exciting things. So obviously we are taking on the AI functionalities to a very large degree, and that means we basically divided into two. So one is what can we get out of the end users? How can we serve the end users better? I think that's the most important scenario, and that's probably where we bring the most value to our clients. The other is authors, and we are thinking very much of productivity tools. There's nothing that we are doing with AI that you could not do yourself. It would just take you a long time. And some of the stuff that we are working on now is on the LLM side, is getting that better integrated. And some of the trends that we are seeing that I find extremely interesting is that we are actually probably now at the level of the AI that we are capable of coding faster by means of actually doing natural language. Meaning that, let's say we have a set of rules, right? We need to check 2 million times every day whether those rules are enforced. We can do that faster and better through an AI integration than we can through normal code.
Right.
And the change, we can drive that extremely fast as well, because it's really just changing the language. It's not about going in and testing your code and seeing that everything is working. So there are a number of things that are driving our development in that direction. I think that when we talk about the biggest thing for me, it's not about small features coming out, right? We are doing feature tours now. We're doing reviews. We're doing something with PowerPoint where you have virtual avatars, basically allowing you to give context around your learning experiences. All of that enhancing the end learning experience, both for clients that are on learning portals or clients that are on the UXP. But I think that the major thing is that we have the opportunity to actually bridge the gap between traditional learning happening inside learning portals, micro-learnings, gamified learning experiences, and the idea of digital adoption. And bridging that gap means that many of the learning experiences that we will deliver in the future will happen inside one platform, the platform you're in, every day. That's where you take on your learning. And that will be a gamified learning experience, taking many of the things that you know from your traditional LMS and bring them together with the idea of digital adoption. And I think that cross-spot is heavily driven by AI. Right, both in terms of suggestions and moving forward on how do I get to the next level, but also in the important things of learning more and learning new inside your own business system. So, I mean, those are the biggest things that will come out, and they will come up soon.
Cool. That's very exciting.
It is.
Well, Joachim, thank you for coming to talk to me today.
Thank you for having me, Morten. It's a pleasure always to be here with the guy who's leading our #1 channel. That's the YouTube channel, Morten's Corner. So I was super excited for the invitation, and I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome. All right. I'll see you next time.
We will.
Thank you.
Bye.